Imagine earning a solid income, paying your bills on time, avoiding reckless spending, yet still feeling financially trapped every single month. That quiet stress isn't caused by one huge mistake, it comes from the structure of your money. Most people focus on income size, but stability actually comes from how money moves through your life. Let us do the math using real numbers, because financial stability is mechanical, predictable, and measurable, not just about feelings. Take a household earning $90,000 per year. After taxes, healthcare, and retirement deductions, take-home pay is around $65,000 annually, or about $5,500 per month. Now subtract typical expenses: housing $200, groceries $100, transportation $600, insurance $400, utilities $300, childcare oldie and houser subscriptions prati, miscellaneous $400. That totals $5,500, leaving only $300 per month as margin. That thin margin explains why unexpected expenses instantly create stress despite a decent salary on paper. The system determines stability, not just willpower. Here, as the uncomfortable truth, stability is about protecting cash flow. If money consistently leaves faster than it arrives, stress becomes permanent. Many professionals earning six figures still feel trapped because fixed expenses quietly expand until paychecks feel fully pre-assigned. Rent upgrades, car payments, private schooling, premium insurance plans, streaming bundles, and dining habits slowly consume every raise. Before long, there is zero flexibility and zero breathing room. This is why minimalist money rules start with cash flow protection. Think of cash flow like oxygen for your finances. Without it, everything suffocates. Financially stable households aim to keep fixed expenses under 60% of take-home pay. In our 5-400 example, that is about $300, yet many sit closer to 75-85%, leaving almost no margin. That margin, the gap between income and obligations, is your financial shock absorber, determining whether problems become minor inconveniences or full-blown crises. Lifestyle inflation is the silent enemy. People assume higher earnings justify higher commitments. A couple earning $20,000 combined may get a 15% ROAS, then upgrade housing $600 a month, a new vehicle $400, and childcare $100. That is $100 extra in fixed costs, wiping out the raise and reducing flexibility during downturns. Stability comes from keeping commitments stable while income grows. Now let us look at long-term math. Imagine saving the water and transcend difference annually instead. Invested at a 7% average return over 20 years, that grows to roughly $600. All from protecting cash flow, not chasing higher income or risky strategies. Minimalist money rules Aaron. Deprivation, they were about strategically creating optionality, giving you breathing room for unexpected life events without panic or debt. The next step is building a strong financial safety buffer. Most people underestimate how quickly stability collapses without liquidity. Nearly 40% of households can cover a $400 emergency without borrowing, not because they were irresponsible, but because their structure is fragile. A proper emergency fund is random it as calculated protection. Financial planners recommend 3-6 months of essential expenses. If essentials are $4,000 a month, that is $4,000 in accessible cash. Liquidity is idle money as strategic leverage. Losing a job with only 2 weeks of reserves forces you to accept any offer, potentially reducing lifetime earnings. 6 months of reserves lets you negotiate, choose better opportunities, and avoid financial panic. This buffer preserves not just money, but freedom and decision power, reducing stress while protecting long-term wealth accumulation. Emergency funds also prevent destructive behaviors like using credit cards for small shocks, which quietly erode stability. Even one unplanned $1,000 expense without reserves can trigger interest payments and cascading stress that impacts other financial decisions. The system is broken. Because you failed, it is broken because it was never designed for real-life unpredictability. Minimalist money rules give you a margin in your budget, allowing life to happen without derailment. Now, imagine combining cash flow protection with a solid emergency fund. Income flows predictably, obligations are controlled, and unexpected events no longer create panic. That's the foundation of stability, but the final step is often overlooked: simplifying your money system. Complexity silently destroys consistency. Multiple accounts, bills, loans, and subscriptions create friction, decision fatigue, and mistakes. Even a 3% error in payments or missed deadlines can cost hundreds annually, quietly reducing net worth. A simple system reduces errors and preserves discipline. Keep one primary spending account and one high-yield savings account. Automate transfers immediately after income arrives, say $1,000 to savings before spending. This protects a 20% savings rate without relying on willpower. Compare that to manual saving at $20. The difference over a year is $8 or $14, which compounded at 7% for 15 years approaches $10. Simplification also reduces debt variety. Many households juggle multiple cards, loans, and buy now, pay later plans. Consolidation into one structured plan lowers interest costs, reduces confusion, and frees mental energy for long-term decisions. Decision fatigue is real. Behavioral research shows small repeated financial decisions degrade judgment over time. Fewer moving parts, more consistent financial progress. Standardizing spending categories further simplifies life. For instance, groceries $100, dining $300, transportation $600, personal $400. Track totals, not every transaction. This reduces stress while maintaining control over your budget. Technology can help. One dashboard plus automatic investing is enough. Excess apps, notifications, and alerts create noise, increasing emotional spending mistakes. Minimalist systems protect your money structurally, not emotionally. Simplicity compounds just like money. Two households earn the same, invest the same, but one manages a complex system, losing 1% efficiency yearly. Over 30 years, that reduces portfolio value by nearly 1%. That as operational friction, not poor choices. Automation and simplification keep contributions consistent, letting compounding work quietly in your favor. Financial simplicity also stabilizes relationships. Money arguments often stem from confusion, hidden obligations, and inconsistent systems. Transparent, automated finances reduce stress, build trust, and make joint planning easier. It also gives clarity, net worth becomes measurable, progress trackable, and decisions rational rather than emotional. Ultimately, the three minimalist rules: protect cash flow, maintain a safety buffer, and simplify your money system form a complete stability framework. Income flows predictably, obligations remain controlled, reserves stand ready, and wealth grows steadily. You stop feeling trapped because your system absorbs shocks automatically. Stability becomes normal, and freedom grows quietly, built on structure, not luck. Now that cash flow is under control, a strong safety buffer exists, and your money system is simplified, the next step is making these principles actionable every single month. Many people understand them in theory, but fail to translate structure into habits that stick. Minimalist money rules are powerful only when applied consistently. That means designing your life so that financial stability happens automatically, not by relying on willpower or luck. For instance, take-home pay of $5,400 could be split as $3,200 for essentials, $1,000 for savings and investments, and $1,200 for flexible spending. The key is paying yourself first. Too many households try to save whatever is left after spending. That approach rarely works because discretionary expenses expand automatically to fill the gap. By paying yourself first, saving becomes a non-negotiable obligation, not a decision you make when tempted by lifestyle upgrades. Next, track your largest expenses, not every single penny. Research shows that obsessing over minor transactions creates fatigue, frustration, and sometimes financial paralysis. Instead, focus on categories that matter most: housing, transportation, insurance, groceries, and debt. For example, if your mortgage is $1,800 and your car payment is $400, these two alone consume 40% of your take-home pay. Keeping these fixed obligations under control has a far greater impact on stability than cutting small discretionary purchases like a $10 coffee. This is the essence of minimalist budgeting. Optimize the big numbers, not the tiny ones. Debt management is another critical piece. Minimalist money rules aren't about avoiding debt at all costs. They were about structuring debt strategically. If you carry multiple credit cards, loans, or buy now, pay later plans, consolidate and create a single payoff plan targeting the highest interest rate first. Consider this. 4 debts totaling $50,000 at an average interest rate of 12% cost $6,000 in annual interest. Consolidating or accelerating payoff can save thousands per year while also reducing stress and complexity. Less confusion equals fewer late fees, lower interest, and more energy for a long-term financial planning. Emergency funds and cash buffers are more than a safety net. They also create freedom to act strategically. Imagine losing your job with only 2 weeks of cash on hand. You are forced to take the first opportunity regardless of salary, culture, or growth potential. But with 6 months of reserves, you can negotiate, evaluate opportunities, and choose the role that aligns with your long-term trajectory. That freedom often produces higher lifetime earnings than aggressive investment strategies alone because it protects your career path and income potential during unpredictable labor market conditions. Now, Let us translate this into numbers. Suppose your essentials are $4,000 per month. A 6-month buffer requires $24,000. That might sound daunting, but building it incrementally is manageable. Start with $500 a month. In just 4 years, you reach $24,000 without impacting your lifestyle drastically. Add automation, and the fund grows quietly in the background while your spending behavior remains unchanged. That is stress-free wealth building you earn. T working harder, just smarter. Simplification does. T stop at savings and debt. It also applies to investment strategies. Many households overcomplicate with multiple brokerage accounts, complex funds, or frequent trading. Minimalist investing focuses on low-cost, diversified portfolios. For example, allocate a percentage to broad market, index funds, and automate contributions monthly. Avoid chasing returns or adjusting allocations based on emotion. Over decades, the simplicity of this system outperforms most complex strategies because it reduces errors, maintains discipline, and ensures consistent compounding. Consider long-term compounding. Investing $1,000 per month at a 7% average return for 20 years grows to roughly $500,000. The only effort was consistency, not complex maneuvers. Compare that to households who attempt frequent trading or chase trends. They often underperform due to costs, mistakes, and emotional decision-making. Minimalist money rules maximize the efficiency of every dollar by removing friction and unnecessary complexity. Another overlooked advantage of simplicity is relationship stability. Money arguments are one of the leading sources of marital stress, usually rooted in confusion and unclear goals. When finances are automated, transparent, and simplified, both partners understand exactly how money flows, where savings accumulate, and what spending limits exist. That clarity reduces conflict and strengthens long-term cooperation around shared goals like homeownership, education, and retirement planning. A simple system protects not only wealth, but also family harmony. Minimalist money rules also create psychological resilience. Once your cash flow is protected, your buffer is strong, and your system is simplified, financial decisions stop feeling stressful. You always know where your money is, what is coming in, what is going out, and how much is available for opportunities or emergencies. That clarity transforms money from a source of anxiety into a tool supporting life goals. Freedom comes quietly through structure, not luck or sudden windfalls. Finally, applying these rules produces measurable outcomes. Take two households earning the same income. One applies minimalist principles, fixed costs controlled, savings automated, debt simplified, emergency fund established. The other spends freely, tracks obsessively, and manages multiple accounts. After 10 years, the minimalist household may have $dollars net worth, plus significantly lower stress, fewer late payments, and more flexibility in life choices. That's real wealth. Build on consistency, structure, and discipline, not temporary luck or risky bets. The takeaway is simple. Stability is built, not lucked into. Protect your cash flow, maintain a financial buffer, and simplify your system. Automation ensures consistency. Focus on large, controllable numbers, not micro decisions. Every small structural choice compounds over time, creating resilience, freedom, and predictable wealth growth. You are not failing. The system is broken for most people, but by applying these minimalist money rules, you reclaim control and achieve financial peace. Remember, these aren't abstract ideas. They are actionable strategies anyone can implement. Start by mapping monthly income and fixed expenses. Then automate savings and buffer contributions. Consolidate debts to reduce complexity. Track only the categories that truly matter. Automate investments and contributions. Each step reinforces the others, creating a self-sustaining system where stability becomes normal and financial stress becomes the exception, not the rule. By the end, you see how predictable cash flow, strong reserves, and simplified systems transform your life. Income flows, obligations are controlled, and wealth grows quietly in the background. Emergencies don't derail you. Opportunities can be seized without panic. You stop feeling trapped, stress decreases, and freedom grows not from high earnings, but from structure, consistency, and smart financial design. Minimalist money rules are your blueprint for stability, security, and real wealth for decades to come.